Very good morning, everyone, and welcome back to KSI Morning Brief. This is Mashood, and joining with me today is Imad to take you through the latest on world markets and news. To begin with, global markets. Stocks ended the week sharply higher on Friday after the US May jobs report showed a surprise 2.5 million jump in payrolls and a drop in the unemployment rate to 13.3%. For the week, the Dow rose 6.8%, the S&P 500 gained 4.9%, while the Nasdaq advanced 3.3% and the Nasdaq 100 rose 2.8%. Looking at Asia, major markets in Asia Pacific have bounced back strongly following a historical period of volatility and uncertainty in March. Meanwhile, there has been some interesting updates from the markets in India. Airtel becomes a rising challenge to Ambani, who raised more than $10 billion in weeks from Facebook, General Atlantic, KKR and Company, Silver Lake Partners, and Vista Equity Partners. On Friday, Reliance said Abu Dhabi's Mubadala investment company will invest about $1.2 billion in Geo Platforms, extending Ambani's fundraising streak. The deals valued Geo Platforms Limited at more than $65 billion compared with Airtel's $40 billion market value. Now, Airtel has shown it intends to compete for the same turf through its payments, video on demand, and e commerce divisions. The talks with US online retail giant Amazon are over a possible 5% stake in Airtel. A deal will help Amazon access Airtel's 300 million subscribers. In commodities, on Friday, the West Texas Intermediate jumped 5.72% to settle at $39.55 a barrel, while international benchmark Brent crude gained 5.78% to settle at $42.30. Beginning on May 1st, the OPEC cut production by 9.7 million barrels per day. The cuts were initially supposed to begin declining on July 1st. Now, July's production cut will be 9.6 million barrels per day after Mexico, which accounts for 100,000 barrels per day, said it remained committed to the group's prior agreement. The cuts will be reviewed on a monthly basis while the next meeting slated for June 18th. On mergers, we have, if reports are accurate, €200 billion merger will be the biggest ever pharmaceuticals deal. AstraZeneca, the UK's largest pharmaceuticals firm, approached its heavyweight US competitor Gilead to discuss a merger, according to Bloomberg. As of Friday, AstraZeneca was worth $141 billion and Gilead $96 billion. If a merger went ahead, it would be the largest ever in the industry and would likely be opposed by UK competition regulators due to the size and power of their combined resources. Next on global news, we have Imad to bring you some latest updates.
Thousands attend anti-racism demonstrations in London and Australia as protests continue in several US cities. Moving on to Europe, Portugal's tourism-dependent economy is expected to shrink by nearly 7% this year due to the effects of the coronavirus outbreak. On further news, in Malaysia, said it would reopen nearly all economic activity and allow interstate travel starting June 10th, lifting the coronavirus restrictions imposed nearly 3 months ago as it moves to revive an economy battered by the pandemic. Looking at COVID-19, the cases globally surpassed over 6.9 million, with daily new cases of over 126,000, recoveries over 3.4 million, and over 400,000 fatalities. Looking at Sri Lanka, the total cases at 1,821, daily new cases of 7, recoveries of 941, and 11 fatalities. Looking at vaccine developments, Moderna Therapeutics innovate mRNA vaccine prototype, which is seen developments take place at lightning speed. The vaccine, which is currently in its second phase of testing, is likely to proceed ahead to the third phase of clinical trials, where it plans to involve about 30,000 participants between the age of 18 to 55 and those who are at high risk of COVID-19. On other developments of vaccine, the vaccine, which has been developed by Oxford University, suffered a setback in the past. However, now with extensive research, the group has got approval to start human trials in Brazil, which is now one of the worst affected countries by the COVID-19 pandemic. For the new study, Authorities plan to administer the vaccine to about 1,000 frontline warriors who haven't been yet infected by the disease. To speed up the research, the vaccine makers are hopeful of carrying out both phase 1 as well as phase 2 of the clinical trial at the same time. On other worldwide updates, India has reported 9,971 new coronavirus cases in another biggest single-day spike, a day before it prepares to reopen shopping malls, hotels, religious places after a 10-week lockdown. In other worldwide updates, Brazil's government has stopped publishing a running total of coronavirus death and infection in an extraordinary move that critics have called an attempt to hide the true toll of the disease in Latin America's largest nation. That's it for today's update. Join us again at 8:30 tomorrow for more updates. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe, take care, goodbye.